In this video, let's talk about the vocabulary and now why that is really very important for IELTS reading test. So some people say that the IELTS reading test could be called IELTS vocabulary test. Now, the reason is there are loads, hundreds of synonyms and also antonyms that you'll see in the IELTS reading test. This is also true of the listening test, but it's probably even more true of the IELTS reading test. Now, what are synonyms? Synonyms are words that have the same meaning as other words. All right. So, for example, synonym of huge would be enormous or massive or really big, super big. Those are synonyms. Antonyms are the words with the opposite meaning. So, like big is the antonym of small. And these ones are really common in the IELTS test. So, be aware of those words. You will hear me say all these words a lot, synonyms and antonyms. Get used to it. To help you to get ready for the test is important. First of all, do lots of reading, like we talked about. Read things about science, about economics, about business, politics, lots of different high level sources. And when you get words, there are new pieces of vocabulary. Write them down. Make a note of them. You can follow the process, and we'll talk about them in a little bit later on. And review those words regularly. Don't just write them down and throw them and forget about them and find it after 20 years. Make sure you review those words regularly. And of course, you can also check out our vocabulary course, right? Very useful. It comes with the books and it has all kinds of really useful vocabulary words. So that's also another good way to improve your vocabulary. So how can we improve our vocabulary in very logical way? So first of all, it can be reading or listening, and you find a new word or phrase. You are going to find it, you're going to write it down in your notebook or in your document on your computer. I tend to think that whichever type of test you are going to do the same for your preparation. So if you're going to take a computer test, then write everything on a computer. Then keep your vocabulary list on your computer. If you're going to take the paper test, then write your vocabulary down in a notebook. Then when you have that word, write down a simple meaning next to it in your notebook or in document. All right, just a simple one in English. That's going to help you. Do not translate it. That's going to help you remember it very easily. And then find out the pronunciation, how you say the word. Make sure how not to say it. Next, research word family, right? Let's say the word is a noun. There's a new word, and you can check, is there a verb of this word? Is there an adjective or an adverb? And if there are, you can add those ones to your list. And that way, you are very quickly going to improve. You will increase your English vocabulary words, and also you'll make your language more flexible. You'll be able to use that word in many different types of sentences. So that's an important thing to do. Next, we can do some online research and see if we can find synonyms or more than one synonym. Remember that words meaning the same, or an antonyms, words with the opposite meaning, and you can add those to your list as well. The next step is find some collocation. Collocations are when several words often go together. An easy example is take a photo. We don't say do a photo or make a photo, right? I don't know, or have a photo. We say take a photo. That's a collocation. It usually goes together. And while you're doing that, you can write down 2 or 3 simple example sentences. And actually, of all of these websites I'm recommending, I think this thing sentence.dict.com is probably the most useful. It's very, very helpful. It's free to use. You can just write the new word into the search bar, and it comes up with usually like 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 sentences, real sentences, through the internet using that word, and you can look through and really like understand how should I use this word in sentence logically. It's an excellent resource, so I'll really recommend you that.